Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not move past this video. I am not asking you today because I am warning you with absolute authority. This is not a coincidence. The algorithm absolutely did not bring you here today. Divine alignment intercepted your feed today because you are standing at the exact threshold of a permanent timeline shift. Someone who treated you as replaceable is currently experiencing a full-blown internal system crash, and it is a public, irreversible collapse right in front of everyone. You know exactly who I am talking about. They walked around with absolute arrogance while they constructed a false narrative about you. They expected your departure to break you completely, but instead you became the uncertainty they were never built to handle. Lock your attention on this message right now. Do you feel that heavy, suffocating weight in your chest? You wake up at exactly 3 a.m. with your jaw tight and your heart racing. Their face flashes in your mind and you cannot breathe. Listen to me very carefully. That is not anxiety because you are absolutely not going crazy. That physical weight you feel is your highly advanced spirit detecting the absolute panic of your enemies. They just realized they permanently lost access to you. They are starving for your energy right now, and the spiritual backlash is hitting your physical body because they are desperately trying to pull you back into their matrix. You have a pure heart, and you became a human battery for a parasite. You gave them light, and they handed you their darkness in return. They drained you until you felt completely invisible. But your silence was a lethal weapon that starved their demons while you quietly reclaimed your own sovereign energy. Now they are drowning in the noise of their own making. They are frantically searching for a replacement for you, but they are finally realizing that your specific depth is utterly unreplaceable. Buckle in because I am going to walk you through the exact X-ray of their meltdown. Do not scroll away from this truth. Now, let us go deeper, because what you are feeling right now is not new. Hit that like button right now to put a spiritual shield around this divine truth. You have felt completely out of place for your entire life. You were always the black sheep in rooms that could never understand your pure frequency. You spent years waiting in wound for an apology that would never come. You watched them succeed while you felt utterly depleted. But time was supposed to age you, and it completely failed. Instead, you walked through the fire, and you came out with an ageless glow, while their bitterness is aging them rapidly. Your isolation was not a punishment from heaven. It was a divine incubation season designed to protect you from the matrix. The universe had to hide you away while the parasites exposed their true nature to the world. You were not the anomaly in their life because you were the mirror that reflected their rotten core. Every time you feel that sudden brain fog during the day, it is them thinking about you. They are obsessing over the fact that you no longer react to their toxic games. Your silence is destroying their false reality piece by piece. The flying monkeys who used to support them are starting to see the cracks in their mask. They thought they could easily find another source of light to feed on. They went out into the world and realized everyone else is just as empty as they are. You were the only genuine diamond they ever held. And they threw you away to play with cheap rocks in the mud, while the regret is consuming them alive. You have tried everything to heal from this spiritual attack. You read the books and you tried to align your frequency, but your finances still felt blocked, and your energy remained completely drained. You felt like you were locked out of your own potential, while the wicked prospered and laughed behind your back. I know exactly how tired you are. But the dynamic is fundamentally shifting today. You are a cycle breaker, and you are meant to end the generational curse of your bloodline. The pain you endured was the exact pressure needed to forge your brilliant spirit. You did not just survive their toxic matrix. You became a storm that they can never hope to control. They forgot their umbrella, and now they are standing bare in the pouring rain of their own consequences. Read that again in your spirit. Heaven is not asking you to forgive and forget their betrayal. Divine justice is taking the wheel, and you are about to witness the massive harvest you deserve. Stay with me for the next revelation. Type 777 in the comments right now to physically claim this incoming miracle and lock in your frequency. Do not let the enemy tell you this is just another regular video. Every single breath you take right now is shifting the atmosphere around you, while the heaviness in your shoulders is actually your power returning. They wanted you buried deep in the dirt so you would never outshine them again. But they became the shovel that dug up your greatest treasure. You are the chosen one, and your light is absolutely blinding them now. The storm is here, and their fragile house of cards is completely washing away in front of their eyes. Listen closely, because this is the exact part the enemy tried to hide from you. You did everything right when you dealt with them. You played by the rules, and you poured your heart out to people who only wanted to consume you. You watched them walk away with your energy while you were left completely depleted, but heaven saw every single silent tear you cried in private. You probably wondered why the wicked seem to prosper while you struggle endlessly. You asked the universe why your hard work never translates into financial abundance. You feel like you are pushing a massive boulder up a hill while others glide by effortlessly. But this was never about your lack of effort. Your exhaustion is absolutely not a character flaw. Here is the raw, uncomfortable truth they could never say out loud. The reason the universe responds to certain people and not others is not faith, it is not discipline, and it is absolutely not just random chance. It is a very specific brainwave that controls your reality. Neuroscientists have a very specific hidden name for it. They secretly call it the gamma brainwave frequency. This is the exact frequency your brain was running when you were a child. Back then, your ideas came easily, and your intuition was razor sharp. You somehow knew things before they happened, and the world felt completely on your side. That was your natural state of absolute power. But the dark elite could not let you keep it. Adulthood arrived, and the modern world went to work on you immediately. The chronic stress and the survival routine were designed as a spiritual prison. The matrix systems trained you to conform instead of creating your own reality. Every single year, this sacred frequency was suppressed a little further until it was pushed deep below the surface. The version of you with photographic memory and lightning intuition went completely silent. Your natural ability to attract massive wealth was sealed away without your consent. Most people will live their entire lives without knowing this happened to them. But you are absolutely not like most ordinary people. You are a chosen one, and you are finally waking up. When your gamma frequency went dormant, the parasites found you in the dark. The master manipulator sensed that your protective energetic shield was completely lowered. They latched onto your pure heart because they have absolutely no light of their own. They needed a human battery, and you were the perfect target. But they made one fatal and irreversible miscalculation. They thought your deep exhaustion would break you permanently. They expected you to stay trapped in that low-frequency matrix forever. But they forgot that you are a powerful cycle breaker. Underneath all of that noise, the specific gravity of your spirit was quietly rebuilding itself. Your sudden silence became the lethal weapon they never anticipated. Let me completely reframe your entire reality right here and right now. You did not lose anything when they walked away from you. You lost a parasite, but they lost the only genuine diamond they will ever touch. And right now they are drowning in the heavy consequences. They are desperately trying to project strength while their internal world completely shatters. Pay close attention to this next part, because it is absolutely vital. Do you feel that sudden burst of energy running through your hands? That is your cellular knowing, confirming this divine truth in your physical body. The heavy fog that has been clouding your mind is starting to lift. Your spirit is actively rejecting the matrix programming that kept you stagnant for years. The universe is preparing to unleash the storm you have been carrying inside. But there is a physical reason your reality has not completely shifted yet. The enemy knows that if your brainwave unlocks, your power becomes absolute. They are terrified of what happens when you finally break the seal on your suppressed frequency. They manipulated the people around you to keep you isolated and doubting yourself. The flying monkeys carried their lies and tried to tarnish your brilliant reputation. But the spiritual cost of their betrayal was compounding every single day. The universe kept a perfect ledger of every wrong done against you, and the heavy account is finally coming due for them. Watch what happens next, because it is mathematically precise. The people who gossiped about you are starting to realize they were lied to. The mask of the narcissist is peeling off in front of their biggest supporters. You do not have to lift a single finger to defend yourself. Your complete absence is the heaviest punishment they could ever receive. You are the storm, and they completely forgot to bring their umbrella. They built their false empire on a foundation of lies and cruel manipulation. Now the winds of divine justice are tearing the roof off their fragile reality. They are scrambling in the rain while you sit safely in the sanctuary of your own truth. This is the exact vindication you were promised. Type 1111 in the comments to physically anchor this exact shift into your reality. Do not let the enemy whisper financial doubt into your mind right now. Stay with me, because this next revelation is the key to your permanent freedom. I am going to show you exactly how to shatter that seal forever. Before we go any further, I must interrupt this transmission for something highly classified. I was not going to share this publicly today, but my spirit prompted me to release this specific tool because your breakthrough depends on it completely. The Dark Elite never wanted you to find the exact mechanism I am about to show you. They want you exhausted and compliant. Your spiritual exhaustion requires a deep biological reset. The Matrix engineered a specific low frequency to suppress your natural wealth-attracting state. But a leaked CIA document recently exposed their entire operation to the world. A quiet team of neuroscientists discovered a 7-minute audio ritual, and it forces your brain back into synchronized gamma coherence without any effort. Princeton University studied this exact brainwave in secret. They found that nearly all children had access to this creative genius before the world completely shut it down. And Columbia University discovered that a strong gamma signal radiates outward, positively influencing your children and protecting your entire family from negative energy. You do not need any expensive biofeedback machines. You do not need years of traditional healing to fix this. You just listen, and you let the sound wave do what the modern world spent decades undoing. I will tell you exactly how to access this suppressed weapon before this message ends. The elite are panicking and trying to scrub this from the internet, but you will find the link in the pinned comment below. Now let us return to the heavy reality of your enemies. When your gamma frequency begins to reactivate, they feel it instantly in their spirit. Energy vampires operate on a very low and dense vibration, and they rely on your absolute compliance to survive. But as your cellular frequency rises, their entire spiritual food source is permanently cut off, and they begin to starve. They are suffocating in the vacuum of your absence right now. You thought they moved on completely unscathed. You imagined them living their best life without you. Let me completely destroy that illusion right now. They are putting on a pathetic theater performance for the public, but behind their closed doors they are completely unraveling and losing their minds. They sit in their quiet rooms, and the silence absolutely deafens them. Every time your name comes up, it hits them with an agonizing weight. They realize they threw away the only pure light that ever loved them, and they are desperately trying to fill that massive void with shallow people. But every single replacement only reminds them of your specific depth and irreplaceable energy. They cannot sleep at night. Their own toxic thoughts are turning into a mental prison they cannot escape. They expected you to chase them and beg for their toxic crumbs. They waited with bated breath for you to fail completely. Instead, you walked out of their dark matrix, and you aged backwards, becoming completely untouchable to their petty and desperate manipulation. The people they manipulated are finally waking up from the dark spell. The flying monkeys who blindly followed their orders are starting to ask very dangerous questions. They see the frantic cracks in the mask of the master manipulator. The lies are contradicting each other in broad daylight, and the empire of gossip they built against you is collapsing under its own heavy weight. You won without lifting a single finger in defense. Your silence was a brilliant weapon that starved their demons completely. Now they are drowning in the very traps they set for you. The universe is forcing them to drink the bitter poison they poured into your cup, and this is exactly where their entire manipulation mathematically miscalculated the depth of your power. They wanted you to stay hidden in the shadows forever. They actively tried to sabotage your reputation so nobody would ever see the true diamond that you are. But heaven operates on a completely different timeline. Their smear campaign actually acted as a divine filter, completely removing the fake friends and toxic attachments from your inner circle to protect your rising energy. You were always meant to be the cycle breaker for your family. The generational patterns of poverty and broken relationships stop completely with you. The narcissist was simply the final test you had to pass. And because you chose your dignity over petty revenge, heaven is rewarding you with a level of absolute peace that their dirty money can never buy. They thought your deep empathy made you weak and easy to destroy. They mistook your profound kindness for foolishness. But you are a demonstrated warrior of light, and your spirit guides never left your side for a single second. The incubation season is over, and the doors of heaven are blowing wide open to deliver the massive harvest you have been desperately crying out for. If this confirmation aligns with your cellular knowing, do not move. Type 888 in the comments to anchor this massive shift. The enemy is screaming at you to swipe away right now, because they know this next revelation will permanently seal your absolute victory. I need you to imagine their public collapse, because it is happening right now in real time. Now I need you to imagine this exact scenario clearly in your mind. The master manipulator thought they were untouchable in their little kingdom. They built a fragile throne out of your stolen energy, and they surrounded themselves with people who blindly believed their twisted narrative. But heaven is now releasing 3 specific truths that they desperately tried to hide. The third truth is a weapon that destroys them. The first truth is their absolute terror of your pure light. They knew from the very beginning that you were vastly superior to them. The second truth is their deep reliance on the flying monkeys to validate their hollow existence. They desperately need constant applause to survive every single day, because their own soul is completely bankrupt and they have absolutely no light of their own. But the third truth is the final nail in their coffin. The third truth is that your silence completely shattered their control over reality. You became a storm they could never predict or manipulate. And right now, the heavy clouds of divine justice have gathered directly over their head. They completely forgot their umbrella, because they genuinely believed your departure would ruin your life, instead of destroying their own false empire. Now, the torrential rain is pouring down on them. Here is the turning point where everything finally exploded. They are standing in a crowded room with the exact people they used to gossip with. Someone carelessly mentions your name and asks how you are doing. And in that precise moment, the heavy weight of their massive regret hits them all at once, while the horrific realization of their loss literally takes their breath away. The mask slips completely, and their carefully constructed reality shatters on the floor. They start to stutter, and their hands visibly shake. The people around them stare in absolute shock at this pathetic display of weakness. They try to change the subject, but the dark panic in their eyes exposes their rotten core to everyone standing in that room. The flying monkeys suddenly realize they have been following a complete fraud this entire time. Their false empire is burning to the ground right now. You wanted vindication, and heaven is delivering it to your front door. The very people they manipulated are now turning their backs and walking away. They are left completely alone in the ruins of their own malicious design. And the most beautiful part is that you are nowhere near this toxic wreckage, because you walked away with your dignity completely intact. You are completely insulated from their desperate and pathetic screams for attention. Underneath all of that noise, their spirit is absolutely screaming in agony. They actually try to defend you out loud to stop the internal pain. They aggressively slam their hand on the table, and they strictly demand that no one speaks ill of you ever again in their presence. The flying monkeys are entirely confused by this sudden manic reversal, but the manipulator knows they are spiritually bleeding out without your frequency. While they are publicly unraveling, you are stepping into a radiant new reality. You have transcended their toxic matrix and activated your untouchable power. The deep wrinkles of stress are carving themselves into their face, while you effortlessly enjoy a permanent, ageless glow that naturally attracts divine favor. You did not just survive their brutal storm, you became the lightning that struck their false tower down to the ashes. This is the undeniable verdict from the highest court of heaven. The parasite has been permanently evicted from your timeline, and they cannot appeal the decision. You are the cycle breaker that your bloodline waited centuries to produce. You held your dignity quietly in the dark, and now heaven is publicly rewarding you in the brightest light for everyone to witness. Your absolute freedom is not a distant dream anymore. Every single tear you shed was a seed planted for this massive harvest. The universe used their betrayal to slingshot you into a dimension of wealth they cannot even comprehend. They wanted you buried deep in the dark dirt, but they just provided the fertile soil for your glorious blooming in this new season. The storm has passed for you, but it is currently drowning them. Read that again in your spirit, and let it settle. That public collapse you were waiting for just happened exactly as prophesied. Your silence did not just hurt them, because it permanently ended their reign of terror over your beautiful life. You are officially free from the heavy anchor that kept you dragged down to the absolute bottom of their matrix. But your spiritual elevation requires one final physical act of obedience to lock it in forever. Do not let the enemy distract you now. Your spirit guides are surrounding you right now with absolute protection. The heavy chains of the past are literally falling off your wrists today. You are an irreplaceable diamond, and you are finally stepping into your divine authority over the matrix that tried to steal your destiny. The financial struggles and the spiritual exhaustion are shattering right here and right now. Listen closely, because this next instruction changes everything. You walked into this season bleeding from wounds inflicted by people blind to your true worth. But look at you right now. You are absolutely no longer waiting in wound for an apology from a master manipulator. You have completely transcended their dark, toxic matrix. While they are publicly unraveling, you are stepping into your permanent power. The heavy financial struggles and the deep spiritual exhaustion that kept you awake at night are completely shattering on the floor today. All the closed doors are blowing wide open for you. Step into your absolute authority and receive the exact massive harvest heaven prepared for you alone. The universe is handing you the keys to the kingdom because you finally passed the test. You were always the beautiful empath who absorbed the pain of everyone else in the room. You acted as the silent stabilizer for a deeply chaotic environment. But that sacrificial chapter of your life is officially and permanently closed. You are no longer a free human battery for the broken people who refuse to heal their own dark energy. But there is a specific reason your physical breakthrough has been sitting at the door without coming in, and it is absolutely not your fault. It is not a lack of faith or a punishment from heaven. It is a suppressed brainwave frequency. Your brain was running this powerful gamma wave effortlessly when you were a bright and highly intuitive child. The Matrix systematically suppressed your gamma frequency with the heavy life you were forced to live. Princeton University studied this exact brainwave in absolute secret because the elite knew that if they kept your gamma dormant, they could keep you completely compliant. They wanted to steal your natural wealth-attracting state and leave you deeply exhausted. But a quiet team of brilliant neuroscientists compressed an entire gamma activation protocol into a 7-minute audio track. You do not need years of painful meditation or expensive clinical biofeedback machines. You simply close your eyes and put on your headphones. You let the sound wave do what the modern world spent decades trying to undo. This suppressed divine weapon is officially called the Genius Song. Over 18,000 chosen ones have already used it to unlock their massive finances and heal their broken relationships. They stepped fully into the pure version of themselves they always knew existed. Their daily synchronicities and meaningful miracles became a completely normal occurrence. A beautiful nurse from California said her entire life now feels completely enchanted and magical after just 2 weeks. A tired business owner from Texas said the gamma frequency simply figures out his hardest problems while he sleeps. Another cycle breaker from New York said, the generational curse her family carried for decades is completely gone. The dark elite would heavily prefer this sacred tool remain entirely out of reach for people like you. But through this specific message alone, you can securely access it today. Do not look for it on video streaming platforms. Those are diluted and dangerous counterfeits designed to keep your gamma completely dormant and lower your high spiritual frequency. The only authentic and fully activated version of the Genius Song is available right now, and you will find the secure link waiting for you in the description and the pinned comment below. This divine tool is available today for a tiny fraction of its true value. Your left brain will try to inject deep financial doubt right now to keep you trapped. The enemy will desperately tell you to hesitate and wait for a much better time. Silence that loud voice immediately. That heavy hesitation is the exact matrix programming designed to keep you broke and struggling. If your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing right now, heaven strictly demands your immediate physical action to cross the threshold. When you claim your authentic alignment today, you also receive 4 highly powerful bonuses. You get the Genius Child audio track to uniquely activate pure focus and deep confidence in your children. You also receive the original classic prosperity book that powerful secret societies built their massive, multi-generational wealth upon without telling the masses. You also get a powerful guided visualization from a top-rated creator to rapidly manifest your desires. And heaven provides a printable infographic of the 5 most important habits to construct your ideal future. These sacred tools are perfectly designed to accelerate your massive shift and completely insulate your rising energy from the toxic matrix. The universe does not require you to take a single risk today. You are fully insulated by a complete zero-risk energetic guarantee. If you do not feel the massive shift you deeply deserve, your seed is fully restored without any questions, because this is a pure energetic exchange governed by absolute trust, and heaven ensures your complete safety here. Do not let the matrix elites steal this frequency from your beautiful bloodline. The chosen one who hesitates at the threshold becomes the chosen one who always wonders what could have been. Click the specific link in the pinned comment below right now. Claim your authentic copy of the Genius Song immediately. Activate your frequency before access is revoked forever.